I know it's going to be crazy. We'll have both floors rocking and rolling.
Denver bars and restaurants are ready to party for the Stanley Cup finals. Some of the precautions to keep people safe with COVID-19 cases on the rise.
We definitely, for our own team, have a lot of self-care strategies.
Gas hitting another record across the U.S. The record price now at $5 a gallon. And check your gas tank. The high gas prices have thieves getting desperate.
It was like $50 worth of gas just on the floor.
Plus, the highest paved road in North America is open for the season. Good Saturday morning and welcome to Denver 7 News. I'm Jessica Crawford. Thank you so much for watching this morning. Here are some stories for the weekend. Thousands of people will rally for tougher gun laws in Denver and across the country today. The biggest March for Our Lives rally will be in Washington, D.C. Activists will call for lawmakers to pass tougher gun law and restrictions after mass shootings that took place both in Uvalde, Texas and Buffalo, New York. Today is National Gun Buyback Day, a chance for you to get rid of some unwanted guns, and you can do that in Aurora today. The event is from 10 to 1 at the Heritage Christian Center. It is a drive-through. Your guns stay in your car and they have to be unloaded either in the trunk or in the back seat. The nonprofit Raw Tools will take the guns and turn them into garden tools. Officials are reminding people to stay safe anytime they're out on the water. Since we got a late season snowstorm, water could have more debris in it and it could be moving faster. It also means that the water is colder, so officials recommend wearing a wetsuit or some type of thermal clothing. You should also wear a life jacket and attach a whistle to it so that you can alert others if you need some help. We're taking a live look outside across the Denver metro. Gorgeous out there, looking a little foggy though ahead of that heat that we're going to be experiencing. Stacy?
It looks really nice here statewide. Up at Winter Park, we have blue skies overhead, and the same here for the Front Range. We're going to see a lot of sunshine today with afternoon highs in the 90s. But right now we're sitting at 70 degrees in Denver, 71 in Akron with 40s and 50s for the higher elevations. And right here around Metro Denver, 50s and 60s for the most part. And as you head up into northeastern Colorado, we'll also have those 90s for today as well. Hot and dry this afternoon, 97 our afternoon high. We'll have those 90s here from Denver up toward Platteville and Keensville. 96 degrees, Keensburg, 96 in Boulder, 97 downtown, and 96 for Highlands Ranch. Coming up, we'll talk about how long this heat will stick around.
Stacy, thank you. And new this morning, Denver police say 2 men were shot not far from Coors Field. The shooting happened near 21st and Market. Police haven't said how badly the men were hurt. They also haven't given any information about a suspect. Gas prices in the U.S. are now averaging more than $5 a gallon. The nation passed the $5 mark overnight, but many areas of the country are paying much more than that. Here in Colorado, our prices are $4.86 a gallon. They jumped 30 cents in the past week. The national average has jumped 20 cents in the past week and up nearly $2 from last year. There are several reasons for the jump in prices. Number one, demand is up. 2, global oil prices are rising due to sanctions against Russia. Plus, there's limited refining capacity because the U.S. shut down some refineries during the pandemic. As gas prices rise, so are gas thefts. Stacy Morris' husband took their car to get a flat tire repaired on Thursday, and he quickly learned that something else was wrong. Video he took showed the $50 worth of gas that he'd just put in draining from the tank. He took it back to the dealership, which confirmed that someone had drilled a hole.
I get that times are hard right now with recession, with money crisis, not getting paid enough, prices going up, but you can't just take what's not yours.
The dealership told Morris that replacing the tank could cost several $1,000s. AAA says the best way to protect your vehicle from this kind of crime is to check on your car every day if you're not driving it regularly. Also, try to park in a well-lit area or garage if possible. Economists are blaming higher gas prices on another high inflation report. Inflation hitting its highest rate in 40 years last month. Consumer prices are now more than 8.5% higher than they were last year at this time. The Biden administration is lifting a pandemic requirement for international travelers. They've had to test negative for COVID within a day before boarding a flight to the U.S., but that's ending soon. Ty Hernandez reports.
As the summer travel season gets underway, the CDC is lifting the requirements for international travelers to show a negative COVID-19 test before boarding a flight to the U.S. The change goes into effect just after midnight on Sunday. The airline industry has lobbied to lift the requirement that has been in place for the last 17 months. Major U.S. airlines are applauding the decision. United says in a statement, this is another important step, not just for air travel, but also for all the tourism jobs that international travel supports. JetBlue's president says this will almost certainly boost summer travel.
A lot of people didn't want to travel internationally because of the testing requirement. This provides them with peace of mind so that they know when they're traveling they can make it home.
The decision comes as the U.S. is averaging nearly 110,000 new cases a day, back up to one of its highest points since February. More than 4,100 are hospitalized with COVID each day. Among the cities seeing a surge, Houston.
We clearly are having a major surge. Now, what's different is the hospitalizations, although they've come up, they haven't shot up like they did in the prior surges.
Meantime, next week, the FDA and CDC will review data for Pfizer's and Moderna's vaccines for children under 5. If the agencies find the vaccines are safe and effective, the White House says vaccinations could begin as soon as June 21st.
It would mean that for the first time, essentially every American, from our oldest to our youngest, would be eligible for the protection that vaccines provide.
Ty Hernandez, ABC News, New York.
Decorations are out along Larimer Square ahead of the Stanley Cup final. Banners with burgundy and blue are hanging up as excitement builds across our city. Bars and restaurants are preparing for packed crowds ready to cheer on the Avs, but they're also keeping an eye on COVID. The state says that the Denver Metro is now at high risk for COVID-19 spread. Several restaurants tell Denver 7 that their #1 goal over the next few days is to keep staff healthy so that they're ready to go for the finals.
We keep COVID tests on site. We want to make sure if any of our staff feels sick that they have a test ready to go. We just want to stay on top of all the CDC guidelines.
We always take all the best precautions we can. But yeah, we need everybody on board for this, so I'm hoping everyone plays it safe, keeps healthy, and we're ready to go. Because this is going to be crazy. I can't wait.
And Denver has not announced any plans to reinstate mask mandates. Well, Ball Arena tells us it's working with the NHL and the city to keep up with health and safety guidelines. Masks are strongly encouraged, but they are not required. The arena also has more health and cleaning protocols in place. We have a better idea of when the puck will drop for the Stanley Cup final. It all depends on who wins Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals tonight. Right now, Tampa Bay leads New York 3-2. If Tampa wins tonight, they win the Eastern Conference, and that means Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final would be Wednesday at Ball Arena. If New York wins and forces a Game 7 on Monday, that means the series won't begin here in Denver until a week from today. When the Stanley Cup Final does begin, you'll be able to watch each game right here on Denver 7, your home for the 2022 Stanley Cup Final. The second largest ovarian cancer run walk in the country is in Denver today. The event brings hundreds of people to Denver City Park every year. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon joining us now live from City Park, where things are just getting started. Colette.
People are out here setting up tents, getting ready for all of the participants to come out, and you're going to see a lot of teal out here today, Jessica. I'm here with Janine Smith. You're the race director, has been the race director for 6 years, 13th year of this race, and I have to ask you about those beads. What is the connection there?
Well, lucky us. For every year since a woman's been diagnosed, she gets a set of Mardi Gras beads here at Jody's race. I'm lucky enough to have 23 myself. You may see some people with just one set of beads, but believe me, they are really special and can really bring you to tears sometimes when you're counting out that many beads.
23-year survivor of ovarian cancer. That is so impressive. Congratulations, huge thing. Now, the race actually had to go virtual in 2020, scaled back in 2021. Here's some pictures of what you're going to see out here today in City Park. So what does that mean to be here in person together with everyone once again?
Well, more than anything in the world, Jody's race is all about community. This race grew out of, is really what grew our organization. It started, as you said, 13 years ago, and it's funded COCA programs, emotional and financial support programs, ever since its inception. And everybody's so excited to be back together today. It's important to people who are here to celebrate their survivorship, but also for people who are remembering someone that they've lost to the disease.
And I know obviously a lot of people had to isolate during the pandemic, especially when you are an at-risk population. So being back here in person is very special. Today, very special to everyone out here and to the city as a whole. Same day registration that just got started here at 7. So if you see this and you decide you want to take part, you can walk, run, you have options, you can come out here and register. And donations don't stop today, do they?
No, we'll take donations through June 30th. Or actually anytime, but for Jody's race through June 30th.
That's so exciting, and we'll be out here all morning, so your coverage of this race continues right here on Denver 7. Live in Denver, Colette Bordelon on Denver 7.
Colette, thank you. Good to hear just how impactful those beads are and that she has survived so long. Thank you so much. Well, we know wildfires can spark at any time in Colorado. Coming up, we're getting a look at the new technology that could help firefighters better contain and respond to the next wildfire. Plus, a tradition returns. A metro community wants your input on its trees.